and welcome back to Bukmuk Library Friday Story Time with me, Shefali. Today I have a beautiful story. I just personally loved it and I'm sure you will like it. The name of the book is Bringing Down the Moon. It is published by Walker Books, written by Jonathan Emmett and illustrated by Vanessa Caban. "Hot tickety!" exclaimed Mole as he burrowed out of the ground one night. Whatever's that? The moon was hanging in the sky above him like a bright silver coin. Mole thought it was the most beautiful thing that he had ever seen. Whatever it is, I must have it, Mole said to himself. I know, I'll jump up and pull it down. Thump, thump, thump. Mole was so busy jumping, he didn't think about the noise he was making and woke up the rabbit in her burrow. Can you see the rabbit? Mole, said Rabbit. What on earth do you think you're doing?
Hello, Rabbit,
said Mole.
I'm trying to pull down that shiny thing.
You mean the moon? Asked Rabbit.
So that's what it's called,
said Mole. You'll never do that, said Rabbit. It's not as near as it looks. But Mole would not give up.
I know,
He thought.
I'll get a stick
and poke it down. He found a long stick and poked it at the moon. Mole was so busy poking that he tripped over a hedgehog who was sleeping in his bed of leaves.
Mole,
grunted Hedgehog.
what on weevil are you up to?
Hello, Hedgehog, said Mole.
I'm trying to poke down the moon.
You'll never do that. It's not as near as it looks. But Mole would not give up.
I know, I'll throw something at it and knock it down.
He found some acorns and threw them at the moon. Ouch! Said Squirrel. Mole, have you gone nuts?
Hello, Squirrel,
said Mole.
I'm trying to knock down the moon.
You'll never do that, said Squirrel. It's not as near as it looks. But Mole wanted the moon so badly. He would not give up.
I know, I'll climb up the tree and fetch it.
Mole had never climbed a tree before. It was hard work and he was scared to be so far from the ground. But he kept on going until he saw the moon resting in the leaves above him. Mole stretched out his paws, but just when he thought he had the moon, he slipped. Ouch, 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 ouch. Splash. He tumbled down and landed in the middle of a puddle. Hot dang diggity drat, thought Mole. I almost had it that time. Then he noticed something floating in the puddle beside him. It was pale and wrinkled, but Mole recognized it at once. The moon, whispered Mole. It must have fallen down with me. He reached out to pick up the moon, but as soon as he touched, it broke into pieces and vanished. Mole sat in the puddle and cried. Rabbit, Hedgehog and Squirrel came running up. Are you all right, Mole? Said Rabbit. I'm all right, but The moon isn't. I pulled it down and then I broke it. And it was so beautiful. And now I shall never see it again. Oh, moon, said Rabbit. You couldn't have pulled down the moon. And you couldn't have broken it, said Hedgehog. And you certainly can't. And you certainly can see it again, said Squirrel. Look! High up in the sky above them, the moon was coming out from behind the clouds. Oh, said Mole, and it's just as beautiful as ever. Mole, Rabbit, Hedgehog, and Squirrel stood and stared up at the moon together. It's beautiful, said Rabbit. Very beautiful, said Hedgehog. Very beautiful indeed, said Squirrel. Yes, said Mole, but it's not as near as it looks. The end. Isn't it a beautiful story? So next time you see a moon, remember this story and tell it to your friends and family. Do join us next Friday for another story. And if you're a parent raising a reader, you must read to your children every day. You can join the library. We'll be very, very happy to be your reading partner. We deliver books pan-India. You can read unlimited books when you join a library. And you don't have a hassle to store and which books to buy. And of course, you save time, money and space. I'll see you next Friday with another beautiful story. Till then, bye-bye. Keep reading.